Hornet. He hunts the biggest of all game, public enemies that even the G-men cannot reach, the Green Hornet. The adventurer, Justice, wears a blindfold. The events and characters depicted in this drama are fictitious. Any similarity to actual persons, living or dead, is purely coincidental.
Hey, Clicker, where are you?
Close that door. Don't you know any better than to let light into a photographer's darkroom?
You and your silly snapshots. I have important news.
Yeah?
Where are you? It's as black as pitch in here. Can't see where I'm going.
Oh, Lowry, you bumped into a pile of equipment.
Will you come on out of this place?
All right. No harm's been done anyway. Small thanks to you.
Come on, bring your camera.
I always bring my camera.
I'm glad to be out here where I can see what goes on.
That's what I want to know. What does go on?
Plenty. The law finally caught up with Stefani.
Good, Stefani? Don't tell me he's been arrested again.
Arrested my eye. This time he's going on trial.
You mean he won't wiggle out of this one the way he has all the others?
There were no witnesses before.
Sounds interesting. What do we do?
Gunnigan gave you and me the assignment of going over to the courthouse.
What for? Stefani won't be there. He'll be out on bail.
We're not seeing Stefani, Clicker.
No?
We're going to find out who's going to be the judge in his trial. In an important trial like this, the Sentinel's got to cover every angle, and the judge is one of them.
Not to mention the jury.
Sure, but even in a jury case, the judge is plenty important. And you know Stefani.
Gosh, Lowry, I hope he gets a judge who'll really treat him rough.
Hey, Stefani.
Can't you see I'm busy with my mouthpiece?
Yes, Dutch, your Slip's lawyer. I'm planning his defense.
What Slip, listen.
Guess who's going to be the judge on your case?
Oh.
Grayson.
What?
Yeah, Grayson.
I was hanging around the courthouse, and one of the clerks in special sessions gave me the tip.
Stefani, you're sunk. Grayson is the toughest judge on the bench. You won't stand a chance before him.
Is that so?
He's dynamite. You know the kind of reputation he has.
He's one guy that can't be fixed, Slip. I know all about Grayson.
Slip, I'm your lawyer.
Yes?
If you want legal advice from me, I'm telling you, you might as well jump bail.
Schiller's right, Slip. Take it on the lam. I got the car waiting downstairs. Forget it, Dutch.
You ain't got a chance.
Why not?
You'll get a 20-year sentence if this takes.
I said I'm staying, Schiller.
Slip. Don't be a sap, Stefani.
Me blow out of town because of Grayson? Nothing doing. I got a nice racket, and I'm keeping it, see?
You can't run it from behind prison bars.
That's right, boy. Who said anything about me going to the gal?
Well, where else are you heading with Grayson judges?
Now, get this straight, you two. This ain't no surprise to me.
Huh?
I knew Grayson was going to be the judge a week ago.
You mean to tell me
And what's more, I ain't worried. They got this case fixed.
Oh, Slip, who you kidding?
Grayson's got a secretary, ain't he?
Of course he has.
That secretary is appointed through politics.
Everybody knows that. Even a judge has got to hand out something to his party if he wants to get his job. Correct, Dutch. When a judge wants to get nominated, he has to make certain concessions to the political party.
Don't mean nothing, no. They only do it because they got it. Grayson don't have much use for his secretary.
Grayson don't, but we do.
What do you mean, Slip?
When my trial comes up, that guy's going to be working for me. And when he gets through fixing things up, well, Judge Grayson's going to have that jury on my side. It's in the bag, all wrapped up and ready to deliver. Trial. How about a statement from the judge?
Yeah, the judge's secretary says nothing to him.
What's the judge's opinion on racketeering in general?
I don't know. My editor's going to be sore if I don't get something.
Well, they say the judge is busy.
Hey, where are you going, Lowry?
Come on, Clicker.
We're supposed to see the judge.
He's not seeing anyone.
I thought so. Giving up already. Well, I'm going back.
Who's giving up?
I suppose you have another name for it.
If you'll use those pretty little peepers of yours, you'll see that door down the side corridor.
Sure, I see it, but what's
That door, Clicker, is another entrance to Judge Grayson's offices. While those other newshounds are clamoring around the main entrance, we're going to sneak in this way.
Don't tell me that's your own idea, Lowry. I bet you saw it in the movies.
Never mind the wisecracks. Now faint.
Huh?
Faint. Make believe you're fainting.
Oh, I get it. That's our alibi for barging in the judge's office.
Never mind the explanations. Get busy. Here's the door.
Okay. Here I go.
Hey, you don't have to put your weight on me until we get the door open. Excuse me. This lady passed out.
Yes, of course, Schiller. I know what to do. You don't have to worry, Schiller. All right, Schiller. What? Who are you? Don't you realize this is a private office?
Sorry, she fainted. Put her on the couch for a minute.
You can't stay here.
She may be feminine, but she isn't frail. I hope I didn't interrupt your phone call.
Phone call? Oh, nothing important.
Where am I?
She's better. Get her out of
Now, wait a minute, Creevy. You can't...
How do you know my name?
Well, I heard one of the men in the hall mention it.
I guess I must have fainted.
You're reporters. Get out. Judge Grayson isn't seeing any reporters.
Creevy, what's wrong? Judge Grayson, I'm Lowry from the Daily Sentinel. How about the Stefani trial?
He sneaked in with this young lady, Judge.
Young man, since I've been selected to preside over Mr. Stefani's trial, I am not at liberty to make any statement.
Well, how about racketeering in general, sir?
As a judge, my sentiments on crime of any sort are well known. As for this trial, you'll have to wait until it's over.
Sure, but
I can promise one thing. This trial will be conducted as I've always conducted trials in the past, strictly according to the evidence.
Now you'll have to leave, both of you.
Thanks, Judge. It isn't much, but it's a statement anyhow. Come on, Clicker.
How do you like this photo?
Where's Mr. Reed?
Clicker, don't wave that picture in my face. It's still damp. Sure, I just pulled it out of the hypo. It's a candid shot of Judge Grayson. I took it when he was talking to Lowry.
The judge didn't even know Clicker was snapping it.
Did you get anything from him about the Stefani trial?
Well, you know, Casey, since he's going to conduct it, he couldn't very well give an opinion beforehand.
But look at this picture. Get that expression on his face. He looks like bad news for Stefani, doesn't he?
He was careful about his words, Casey, but he didn't think anyone would be catching his facial expression.
And that's what makes it a story. You know what the Chinese say. In this case, yes. You mean the one about one picture being worth 1,000 words?
Now that that's cleared up, how about it, Casey? Where's the boss?
Mr. Reed's at the ball game.
Again?
Talking about me, Lowry?
Oh, hello, Mr. Reed.
How was the ball game?
I left after the fifth inning. The score was so lopsided it got dull.
Mr. Reed, Lowry couldn't get a definite statement from Judge Grayson.
Grayson? About what?
The Stefani trial, Mr. Reed. He's going to preside.
Oh, that. Well, if he won't talk, he won't talk. You can't expect it long as he's going to be the judge.
I took such a swell picture of him, too. Look, Mr. Reed.
Oh, it's not bad.
Not bad. It's perfect.
Yeah, but what good does it do without a story? All the judge would say was that he'd conduct this trial as he has all the others in the past.
Not very definite, is it? That's about as definite as a dictator's promise.
Finnegan thought maybe if we used the picture and the statement, that might make a story. The expression on his face is so strong that
Did the judge give you permission to snap this clicker?
No, not exactly, Mr. Reed.
Then the Sentinel has no right to use it. Sorry, Miss Benny.
Hey, Mr. Reed, you tore up my photo.
We can use no picture of a judge without his authorization.
There goes our story. Without a picture, it's not worth a stick of type.
Oh, we have a picture, Lowry.
Huh?
But you
There are
just...
plenty of pictures of Judge Grayson in our files. Look through them, Miss Benny. I'm sure you'll find one that's every bit as strong as this one. We can do that without getting into trouble. The night before the trial of Slip Stefani was scheduled to start, two men called on Judge Grayson late in the evening. Good evening, Judge.
Creedy, what are you doing here? Who's this with you?
You know Mr. Schiller, Judge. He's Stefani's lawyer. Can I see you for a few minutes, Judge? It's about the
Schiller,
trial.
if you're here to discuss Stefani's trial, the answer is no. You should know better than that.
It's about something else, Judge Grayson. Another matter entirely.
In that case, come in. We'll go into my study. I have a few minutes to spare. And here we are. Now, what is it, Schiller?
Creevy, close the door. Judge, you're going to fix things so Stefani goes free.
Why, how dare you discuss that?
You'd better do as he says, Judge.
I never had much use for you, Creedy. You're my secretary only because I was obliged to take you. Now get out, both of you.
Hold on, Grayson.
I'll have you put out.
You're not calling the police or anyone, Grayson. First, we talk about Stefani.
I'll have you disbarred.
No, you won't. And you're not withdrawing from this case. You're the judge. Understand?
Schiller, I warn you.
You decide in Stefani's favor, or I'll have you thrown off the bench.
Do you know what you're saying?
Every word, Judge.
It's ridiculous.
Here. Look at these checks made out to cash.
Why should they concern me?
Look at the endorsement on the back.
But I don't see
They're
why...
endorsed over to you, Judge Grayson. And notice who signed them.
Endorsed over to me. What? Hanford and Young. These are their checks.
You tried them both and freed them.
Of course. The evidence was on their side.
Sure. But Hanford and Young are both dead now. From these checks, it looks as if they bribed you to let them go.
Where did these checks come from? I never saw them before.
I'm your secretary, Judge. I took those checks and had them deposited to your bank account.
If necessary, Creevy will swear that you knew all about them. It'll mean you're finished as a judge. Disgrace to you and your family.
But it's impossible. Both Hanford and Young are dead.
Checks are evidence enough.
Schiller, all this will do you no good. I'm only the judge. It's the jury that will settle Stefani's fate.
You can do plenty, Grayson. You can fix it so that jury never has a chance to go to the jury room.
Impossible.
Pick on something the district attorney says. Declare a mistrial.
That will only delay things. There'll be another trial.
Don't worry. By that time, Stefani can take care of the witnesses so there won't be another trial. Besides, there's lots of ways for a smart judge like you who knows all the tricks of law. Influence that jury if you have to. Call a mistrial. Anything.
I refuse to be a party to tampering with justice.
You're on a spot, Judge.
Remember your wife. She's not well.
If you're impeached, the scandal will kill her.
Yes, Emily. Her heart. 20 years on the bench, and now this.
The great Judge Grayson. They won't suspect a thing.
We'll see you in court tomorrow, Judge. Keep your mind on one thing. That weak heart your wife has. Stefani goes free, or else.
Stefani trial starts tomorrow. Racketeer goes on trial. Jury selected. Central Paper.
But, Your Honor, this witness is important.
The court cannot waste the jury's time with non-essentials, Mr. District Attorney. I do not consider this witness of any importance. Call your next.
Test clicker. Looks like Stefani's pretty lucky.
He certainly had the best of it so far.
Look at Judge Grayson. He looks like he's half dead.
Several days after the start of the Stefani trial, Britt Reed burst into his apartment and spoke to Cato, his faithful valet and the only living person to know him as the Green Hornet.
Cato.
Yes, Mr. Ray.
I've just come from the Stefani trial. Judge Grayson has just called a recess until further notice. Looks like he's going to call it a mistrial.
What is that?
Oh, when someone tries to influence the jury indirectly by bringing in some matter which doesn't belong, it's a very technical point.
Who done that?
Well, that's just it. The district attorney mentioned something about Stefani. Usually no one would notice it. But Judge Grayson immediately jumped on him and said he would have to consider a motion for a mistrial.
Is that bad?
Cato, if there's a mistrial, Stefani will get off. I'm sure of it. What puzzles me is Judge Grayson himself.
What's the wrong, Smith?
Well, Grayson has lost all his old spirit. He looks like a man condemned. There's something behind this, Cato. It appears very much like an attempt to take unfair advantage of blindfolded justice.
By who?
It's just it, Cato. I don't know whether it's Stefani alone or whether Grayson is in on it, too. But we're going to find out. The mask, Cato, and the gun.
Yes, sir. You go out of the Green Hornet?
Cato, justice wears a blindfold. But in this case, she may be able to see the scales with the help of the Green Hornet.
The curtain falls on the first act of our Green Hornet adventure. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments.